Okay, so we're finally talking about the final map for Black Ops 4, Tag der Toten, also known as Call of the Dead, the remake of Call of the Dead. And this one, honestly, I quite like. Like, I have a soft spot for Call of the Dead. I think Call of the Dead is awesome. Like, I remember playing that map so much when I was a kid. I actually remember seeing the trailer. And it's weird because I saw the trailer through, like, other sources, like, not from an official page. So I saw it and I was like, this isn't real. This isn't real. But, yeah, it was. And I honestly had, like, such a good time with this map. And to see it remade was quite good. Obviously there's additions, there's changes, and there's things that are removed, but it's still quite good. So let's talk about it, talk about what they added, what they changed, and give some overall thoughts on Tag der Toten, as well as closing it up with some overall thoughts of Black Ops 4 Zombies. So let's go through it. Okay, so on a story standpoint, I'm not going to go too deep into the story because I'll save that for the Easter egg videos, but the transit crew return, and I did quite like that. Like, I quite like the transit crew, and to have them come back after so long was pretty cool. And there is slight theories out there that they're coming back again because they're not technically dead, but with the Chaos storyline kind of seemingly coming back very soon with Black Ops 6, I don't expect the transit crew to come back anytime soon, but the thought is still there, which is nice. But yeah, playing as a transit crew was a really nice touch, and I quite like that. So some changes with the map that I want to talk about is, first of all, none of the wonder weapons from the original version are in this map. So the BR11 is not there, and the scavenger is not there. It has been replaced by 2 new wonder weapons and 1 returning wonder weapon. And the returning weapon is the thunder gun. And I'm not going to show footage of the thunder gun because we know what the thunder gun is, and I will cover that in the more in-depth video. The other weapon is the tundra gun. Now that thing is interesting. It's kind of like a thunder gun, but not. And I will cover that again in a more in-depth video. But the key wonder weapon I want to kind of talk about is the wonder waff on this map is very different. And what I mean by that is it does kind of do the same thing, but it instead kind of acts like a sniper rifle. And what I mean by that is you can round up a load of zombies like I'm doing in the footage. And by the way, I'm using like the OG spot on this map, which I really, really like. And you round them up, and as long as you hit a headshot, it does more damage to zombies around that headshot. Which is obviously where the key difference is, because the wonder waff that we know, you can pretty much shoot a zombie anywhere you want, and it will kill a certain amount around the zombie that was initially hit. But with this one, it kills quite a lot, but you have to hit the headshots. If you don't hit headshots, you can still kill things in a couple hits, but it mainly just stuns them. But headshots are definitely key. I kind of like that. I do like how it kind of made the wonder waff be a bit more of a skill weapon. Obviously, it's kind of unnecessary, but I like it. I think visually, the original looks better than this. I think the weird scope on the side of it is kind of strange, but nevertheless, I do like how it makes you use it. I quite like that. My equipment, you may notice, is also different on this map, and that is a returning equipment from way back in the day, and that is the Matryoshka dolls. I believe that's what they're called. And essentially, if you don't know, they first appeared in Ascension back in the day. And they're like those, you know, those dolls where like there's smaller ones inside each one until it gets really small. That's essentially what they are if you didn't know. And they act as kind of like cluster grenades in zombies, and they're very strong on this map. Like, I think after like mid-30s into early 40s, they do make crawlers quite a bit, but before then, they can take out like a whole horde very easily, and they're a lot of fun to use. Definitely more of a nostalgic thing than anything else, and looking back at this run now, I would have been better off with Wraith Fires, but I picked them up because I was like, you know what, I'm going to use them, because why not? It's nostalgic. There is a couple of other equipment pieces in this map I will use in the more in-depth video covering them, as well as the wonder weapons and how to acquire them, because there is quests for each of them, and like crafting guides for each of them, but with Black Ops 4, as you know already, you can just get them out of the box as well if you don't want to craft them. So there's actually no boss zombie on this map. All of the maps in some degree have had like a boss zombie or a different type of zombie in the map. This one does not. It is literally just the normal zombies and the catalyst zombies as well, and then the dog rounds. Like, it's very very classic in that regard, which is quite nice. Now obviously Call of the Dead originally had the constant presence of the zombified George Romero, which I think is such a big thing with Call of the Dead. I think I love that about Call of the Dead. And it's a shame that they didn't do anything like that with this version. It didn't have to be him. Obviously, it probably wasn't going to be him. But having a constant presence on the map as well would have been pretty cool. Also in this footage, I'm using a different specialist. So for the most part, in the Aether maps, I do use the sword. but for nostalgic reasons, since we're closing up Black Ops 4, I did use the Ragnarok's DG4, which is obviously the Ragnarok's from Black Ops 3. Still just as crazily good as they are in Black Ops 3. Now I do want to talk about Pack-a-Punch on this map, because it's definitely a big game changer for Black Ops 4 on this map. So I actually got to the new Pack-a-Punch on this map, I guess, right at the start of this footage, but it cut off the first little bit, so I just missed it. But essentially, Pack-a-Punch on Call of the Dead was, you get the power on and the lighthouse would kind of point to where the Pack-a-Punch was going to spawn, and minus a little extra step, that's the same thing on this version. But eventually the lighthouse will point to a Pack-a-Punch machine that's on an iceberg just outside the map, but the difference is that Pack-a-Punch machine is golden. Now you can get yourself over there by going to the boat and using the flinger machine to jump over there. You can only be on that island for a limited amount of time, but it's a golden Pack-a-Punch machine. And what it does is, if you didn't know, in Black Ops 4 you can Pack-a-Punch your weapon about 5 times. So you did the initial 5,000 points upgrade, and then I think 4 times after that you can upgrade your gun for half that to increase its damage and get a random effect. But what the golden Pack-a-Punch does is, for 5,000 points you can upgrade your gun once and it's maximum damage straight away. Like, you're just good to go. You can obviously redo it to get any other ammo mod you may want, but 5k and you're good to go straight away, which is very, very useful. And especially considering I'm only using one actual weapon, which again is the rocket, because the Wunderwaffe you can't upgrade more than once. So just throwing the rocket in, getting it done, was a game changer. That is genuinely one of the few things I didn't really see the point of with Black Ops 4, is this constant need to upgrade your gun like multiple times to get its max damage, where you could just do it once in the other game and then be good to go. And the only thing you need to worry about, at least in Black Ops 3's case, was to you know, get the ammo mod you wanted, or in Black Ops 2 to get the attachments you wanted. But that was a weird system, we don't talk about that anymore. But yeah, overall I think, you know, Tag der Toten, again, it is just Call of the Dead, and I like Call of the Dead, so I like Tag der Toten. I still do think that Black Ops 4 Zombies as a whole had way too many like reimaginations of old maps. It definitely could have benefited more from new maps, like fully new maps. I think that's what, to me at least, made the Chaos maps feel better than the Ether maps, because they were new and they were unique. But every single Ether map in this game is a remake, which is kind of annoying. But that's my own kind of thoughts on the maps. In terms of Black Ops 4 Zombies as a whole, I do like certain things about it, but also I really don't like certain things about it. So first of all, the perk system is different. You can still only have 4 unless you've got Perkaholic through the elixirs, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But there's only really 4 perks you really want to use, and you can kind of chop and change maybe 1 or 2. But because the rocket is so strong, PhD is a necessity, because it's just going to keep you from dying. Dying Wish is insane. Winter's Wail combined with Dying Wish is insane. And if you want to camp, obviously you've got like Stone Cold Stronghold, which is just the camping perk, which is insane as well. So the perks are really strong, I'll give it that. The elixir system, which is obviously like a reimagined version of the Gobblegums, I think was fine. I think the fact that you could like pick 4, and then instead of like gambling a machine to get the one you wanted, you just had all 4 ready with you, you can pop them at any point, was good. Like, it saved a lot of hassle with going to the Gobblegum machine and getting the Gobblegum you wanted. And Black Ops 6 did iterate on that again with, you know, the Gobblegum machine is there, but you can hold 3 at a time, so you don't have to like wait until you get the one you need. You can just kind of like get a few ready and hold them and wait, which is nice. Well, I think overall with Black Ops 4, you know, it tried some things and they worked. It tried some other things and they didn't work. I think it's a bit of a mess in terms of like just how much there is in the game that changed. Some of it good, some of it bad, but I think them kind of going back, especially nowadays with Cold War and Black Ops 6, kind of going back to the original formula was the best way to go. It's not obviously like original, it's still slightly different, and I'd say definitely a lot easier than what it was back in the day. But it still has that like originality back, you know, like the original perk machines, the Gobblegum machines and stuff like that. It's all back, and that is good. But with that, that has been Black Ops 4 Zombies. As always, leave your thoughts on Black Ops 4 Zombies as a whole, as well as Tag der Toten as well. I'm always interested to hear what you guys have to say. Thank you for watching. Black Ops Cold War will be next, starting with Die Machine. Same with this one. there'll be a bit of a gap between Tag and Die Machine, just to kind of get myself used to playing the game again and then getting a decent game on that map to get footage. But yeah, only 4 maps in Black Ops Cold War, and then we'll be moving on to non-Treyarch games, starting with the first one, which is Exo Zombies. Oh god, that's going to be fun. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.